welcome back to my vlogs. For today's video, I'll be sharing to you the Canada immigration plan for 2021 to 2023. Year 2020 was a challenging year for all of us, for all the countries all over the world. COVID-19 was a game changer that each country needs to change their standardized strategic plan. So one major issue that was affected for Canada is the immigrants. As we all know that immigrants is very important for this country because of its low population. Immigration released their target for this year. Wow, that's a lot. How can they meet the target when still some of the borders still closed? Right? Good news to the temporary resident visa holders, or what we call TRV. These holders includes student visa, open work permit visa, postgraduate work permit visa, or tourist visa that are residing in the country. So they're looking into it that they will become permanent resident. But how again when this TRV holders doesn't meet the requirements to become a permanent resident? That's when immigration came up with a plan to modify some of the requirements of the permanent resident pathways to make it easier for the applicants to meet the requirements. I'll be discussing some of the pathways, but specifically for New Brunswick because that's I'm familiar of. For those who are residing in other provinces, you might need to check your province website from time to time to check for an update. Alright, so for New Brunswick, alright, for express entry, for those who don't know, express entry is a point-based system. It's so difficult to achieve. So three factors that will boost your CRE score is IELTS. The higher IELTS you have, the higher CRE score you have on that category. And then educational credential assessment. The higher education you have, the higher score you have under that category. Or Canadian educational certification. That will add up, that will boost your score as well. That's still not enough. You might need to get provincial invitation to apply sponsorship, so that's equivalent to 600. So it's so difficult. Personally, I got my IELTS, I have my educational credential assessment of equivalent to 2 years because I'm a graduate of 4-year course from my country, and it's just 2 years equivalent to 2 years educational credential assessment. I already completed my Canadian educational certification, but still that's not enough. So but I'm not looking into that option, other option. So but if you are currently an international student and you have a previous experience of that falls under NOC level of 0, A and B, you can send an email to entry.express.entry@gnb.ca for them to give you an invitation to apply. That's equivalent to 600, so definitely you'll qualify for the express entry. Second is the provincial nomination program. Previously, you need to have a Canadian work experience for a certain period of time before you can apply. But last December 2019, New Brunswick released an update that if you're graduate from New Brunswick and if your employer is willing to support your permanent residency application, if you have a job offer, you can apply right away. Third, this is Canada-wide. For those that are postgraduate work permit holder, for those who don't know, this permit has an expiry date. So one, before your permit expires, you should be on this three status. One, either your employer is willing to support your application and you're already applying for the employer support open work permit, or you're already applied for permanent resident and you're in the process of completing it. That way you can apply for bridging work permit, or you're already a permanent resident. If you're not under these three statuses, sorry, you have to go back to your country. But good news for those PGWP holders that are already expiring, you can apply for an open work permit for 1.5 years for you to complete the required Canadian work experience as a requirement for some of the pathways, so you can apply for your permanent resident. All right, and fourth, if you're already a permanent resident, there's a drawlason going on, and if your name is picked, you can sponsor your parents or your grandparents to become a permanent residents. Those are some of the pathways that were modified to help the TRV holders to become permanent residents. I'll be sharing the links of those sites that I discussed for you. If you're willing to check on them, I'll be providing them so you can read the complete details. All right, hopefully this information is helpful to you guys. See you next video.